Good evening and welcome to another Sports Federation TV show. My name is Alton Davids, I'm your host. Tonight we look at the Western Province Sports Council Sports Awards, which was hosted at the Lord Charles Hotel last Friday night. What makes this event special is that we had the best of Western Province athletes and administrators in one room, and they were acknowledged and received awards and accolades for their past performance in the last year. For those of you who don't know, the Sports Awards generally happens as the result of what's happened at your federations and at club level. So to put you in the picture, at club level you would have your annual awards. You'd have a sports person, sports player of the year, administrator of the year, coach of the year. Those folk then get nominated to your Federation of the Year award ceremony, where let's take table tennis for argument's sake. A club called Stefania's Table Tennis will have their event. They will then, the winners of that will then be nominated to the Western Province Table Tennis Awards. The winners of Western Province Table Tennis Awards function get nominated to Western Province Sports Awards function. The winners of that, which you'll see as the night unfolds, all these winners we'll bring to you, then get nominated to the Western Cape Sports Awards. And Western Province is one of 6 districts within the Western Cape, and these 6 district winners then get adjudicated, and the panel then decides on the top 3, and they have their criteria on how to select the top 3. They then get invited to the Western Cape Awards, which happen in March, and those winners then get nominated onto the National Sports Awards. For those of you who watch TV on Sunday night, you would have seen that the National Sports Awards was a big event that happened in Sandton City, and one of our previous winners, Ernst van Dijk, won the Sportsman with Disability, and we'll catch up with him later in one of the interviews. Right now, we're going to catch up with Mr. JP Nadir, of the chairman of the Western Province Sports Awards, and listen to his speech and see what he had to say on the night of the awards. Let's check it out.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The Chief Director, Advocate Lyndon Boer from the Department of Culture and Sport, the President of the Western Cape Provincial Sports Confederation, Mr. Goliath Munro, Director Thabo Tutu, who's kindly joined us as well, my fellow members of the Executive of the Western Province Sports Council, Federation Presidents, athletes, members of the media, welcome to the 2014 Annual Western Province Sports Council Awards. Tonight's awards are held in conjunction, of course, with the Department of Culture and Sport. 2014 has been an incredible year for sport, but also a challenging one. And the Council has worked very hard at improving the administration of our sports federations and the promotion of the athletes of these federations. This year saw a major change in focus, with our 2 biggest goals being transformation and promotion of sport. I'm happy to say that Western Province has been very active on the engagement of the scorecard as determined by the National Sports Transformation Scorecard. And even though there's still a long way to go for members of the public, media and sports participants to understand the new dimensions of transformation, we're happy to say that the progress has been good. Ladies and gentlemen, I trust that tonight you will have an incredible evening here at the Lord Charles Hotel. The food has been handpicked. And we have, of course, one of South Africa's best sports masters of ceremonies, my close friend and former colleague Jeremy Harris from KFM, to look after us tonight. And I trust that you will raise the roof every time one of your athletes or federations or administrators are nominated this evening. Please make sure that you do. Give them that really special feeling when they go home this evening, to know that their achievements have been recognized and noticed. Please make every athlete and sports participant feel really special tonight. So when they come up here, make that effort. Moenie nie slaap val nie, mense. Julle is op camera vanaand, né? Verstaan nou mooi. Don't let me burst into that side of my language, because I know Rashid over there will tell you, if you come out on a Saturday afternoon, JP praat in 'n hele ander taal as hy daar buite is. But anyway, that's JP on another level. So, I think this is the first time I've ever had to do a speech off a piece of paper. We're normally on radio and TV. It's a whole different ball game. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us here this evening. We trust you have a fantastic evening, and raise the roof every time you see an athlete on the stage. Thank you very much.
As you can see, JP listed a range of aspects where Western Province Sports Council has excelled and where Western Province Sports Council has grown We now take a look at some of the awards. And let's start with the Farm Worker of the Year award. This award is given to a volunteer who goes out and works on farms in the Western Province area. Yes, there are farms in the metropole, and yes, there are people who play sport. And what the winner participated in and made sure of what there was an active participation of farm workers in his code of sport. And the winner of the event was Mr. Sali Sylvester from Western Province Tug of War, who established Tug of War in 2011 at Stellenbosch Secondary School. He coordinated transport for the school kids to and from senior league competitions. He coordinated the annual Devonvale Farm Workers event. And Tug of War, by and large, within the metropole has grown as a result of his efforts through the farm workers and through the Stellenbosch project. They've developed a bunch of youth that's come through the system and now compete at 8 club level and moving on to the Western Province team. And I'm sure in due course will be part of the national team. Let's take a look at some of the footage.
Without further ado, our first category is for Farm Workers Award of the Year, and in this particular category we have a winner, and please a big round of applause for our winner for 2014, Sali Sylvester.
The next category that was showcased was the Volunteer of the Year award. And in this category, it's about someone who gives of themselves undyingly and unreservedly to promote what they do within that code of sport. Not them personally, but the code takes preference. And the winner was someone who has given of her time, her effort, her resources, without recognition, without wanting any form of payment for what she did. And the winner was Zelda Hansen, who was from the Western Province Sport for the Disabled, who was the global convener and executive member of the association. She's an executive member of the association. She was also an assistant manager of the Paralympic and international para-athletic teams that traveled overseas. And Zelda has put in a lot of hard work behind the scenes to make teams go. She's also involved in a range of disabled activities that happen within the metropole. Let's take a look at the footage and see her receive her award.
Our next category is Volunteer of the Year, but before we get there, I'm going to call on Mr. Claude Meyer, the Deputy Director for School Sport, to assist with the awarding of this category, please. Very actively involved in ensuring the participation of learners at these events, and obviously that plays a big role as well. Big round of applause for Elsa. And the winner is Zelda Hansen.
As you can see, it's been an exciting evening thus far. The next category was the Developing School Team of the Year. And this is a category where we look at schools who develop codes of sport which previously didn't have that particular code of sport, and how they develop the athletes, how they develop the coaches, and usually the teachers are the coaches, and with the federation grow the sport to the next level, and also then started building up a club within that community to eventually become a stronghold of sport, of that particular code within that community. And the winner was Ikaia High School for Western Province Rugby. And what they did was they had a girls rugby side under 16 that won the Western Province champs. They produced players for both under 16 and under 18 that made the Western Province teams. So coming from a school where rugby was not a prominent sport to producing those kinds of athletes, they also ranked #1 in the Western Province Women's Schools League. So just to give you a bit of background as to how we adjudicated this kind of category, is you can see that coming from a zero base to excelling to becoming the #1 school in the league means that they have done something well, and with the help of Western Province Rugby, they've grown the sport of rugby within that community. Let's take a look and see their footage receiving their award.
Is the Developing School Team of the Year award. Claude Meyer is running off into the distance when I need him for quite a few more awards. And our winner the Ikahia High School for Western Province Rugby.
Let's take a short ad break, and when we come back, we'll catch up with some more awards and some speeches. See you now. Welcome back to Sports Federation TV. We're chatting Western Province Sports Awards that was hosted at the Lord Charles Hotel last Friday night. Part of the partnership within the Sports Council and the sports movement is the Department of Cultural Affairs and Sport, where we have an integral link with them as a partner to make sports sustainable within the Western Cape. The Chief Director of the department, Advocate Bauer, was present at the award ceremony and had these few words to say. Let's take a listen.
The Western Province Federations, in the month of April, Western Province Rugby kindly hosted us, and we had at the function 1.5 million rand was given out for sport development and administration in Western Province. It's a huge amount of money because, of course, there are more than 68 active federations in Western Province. We also noted that there were 25 major events across the Western Province. In total, in the Western Cape, there are 72 major events that take place, and you hosted the majority of that here in Cape Town. We're very glad that you do that, but I must tell you that I also tell my other provincial chief directors that they also need to host, because I've noted that some of your federations come every second and third year and host the South African Championship, thus putting pressure on my budget. So I'm going to invite you to ask the other provinces also. Then we also had our youth camp, and together with many of the federations, we had a number of youths that were nominated from across the metropole. And this particular youth camp, we took out to the Worcester area, to High Africa, and from there a number of those youngsters then went to the National Youth Camp, which was held in Tulbagh, and we trust that many of you that have the youngsters will also engage with them and to make them sure that they are part of the federation, because we have skilled them as well. One of my particular highlights this past year has been the trilateral engagements that we have on an annual basis with all the federations. At that particular meeting where the Sport Council is represented together with the Federation and the DCAS officials, it gives me an opportunity to in fact hear directly what you are as a sport federation are doing. Now, as JP said, we actually go to Parliament about 4 times a year to account for the funding that we give to you and in fact the performance as well. And it's important for me to know what you are doing and to be able to know who the athletes are, who the presidents are. And in my last parliamentary session, which was on the 4th of November, which was our major one, the first question that was in fact asked is, so why is cycling so important in Cape Town? And I gave the answer, it's good, you know, no greenhouse emissions, recreation, wellness, and all of that. And then the next question was, so how many bicycle lanes in Cape Town? And I must still get back to Parliament on that one. I'm waiting for the City of Cape Town to tell me. But the important thing is that the parliamentarians are interested, because the next question after that was, why do you give money to fly fishing? And we were explaining that in the Western Cape, we have over 74 codes of sport that are recognized. So therefore, we don't only support rugby, cricket, soccer, netball, aquatics, we actually have a wide spread of codes. And of course, as all of us know, there are 16 priority codes with indigenous games, and of course, all the codes that also go to the Olympic Games as well. The trilaterals, I think, went very well, and I'm looking forward to seeing all of you again in February at our next engagement, because those engagements are very important to us. It also means that we are able to go and meet with Treasury to actually ask for more money. And I want to ask all of you, and well, thank all of you for actually filling in the Case for Sport questionnaires. Last year we had 80 out of the 110 federations that filled out the questionnaires, and I'm hoping and I'm appealing to you tonight to in fact fill out all of that, because what Treasury has indicated to me is that for this year they have increased the budget by 1 million, and if I can show a 100% return rate on the Case for Sport questionnaires, they will then up it by another 3 million, because the point is that I need the information in order to present that to Treasury.
The next category that was adjudicated was the School Team of the Year, and this category was about how the code and the school developed the code of sport and developed them to be the best within their field. And the winner was the Western Cape Sports School for Western Province Volleyball, where they won gold at the 2014 Interprovincial Tournament, the national top schools defending championships, and that is a tournament hosted annually where all the schools send the top 16 schools, send the top 16 codes of sport as determined by the National Sport and Recreation and SASCOC to a tournament where they look at at elite participation as opposed to mass participation. And at that point, the best team that wins is determined as the national champs for that particular code of sport. They also had 4 representatives in the national team that represented South Africa at the African Youth Olympics held in Botswana earlier this year. Let's take a look and see who the recipient was and them getting the award. Let's check it out.
School Team of the Year is our next category. Our next nominee, the Western Cape Sports School for Western Province Volleyball. The winner is Western Cape Sports School for Western Province Volleyball.
The next category that was hosted and we had the awards for was the School Sports Woman of the Year Award. And this category is about a young athlete who has come through the ranks and developed and grown and showed huge potential with the earmarking for 2016, 2020 Olympics and going beyond. Not just for Olympics, but at national level and international level for their specific code. And the winner was Michelle Fisher from Western Province Chess, who currently holds the international title of Women Candidate Master. She placed 3rd in the SA Close Championships in 2014 and represented South Africa at the World Chess Olympiad in Norway. Let's take a listen and see her receive her award.
Our next category, the School Sportswoman of the Year. And in this category, Michelle Fisher for Western Province Chess. Currently holds the international title of Women Candidate Master, which all on its own deserves a round of applause. And the winner is Michelle Fisher for Western Province Chess.
As you can see, Michelle was excited to receive her award, and we caught up with Michelle after she received the award, and let's take a listen to hear what she had to say about receiving her award.
I'm Michelle Fisher and I play chess. School Sportswoman of the Year. I practice a lot and I play some of the tournaments if it doesn't clash with school. Yes, chess it's fun. Meets a lot of new people.
The next category that was adjudicated and acknowledged on the evening was the School Sportsman of the Year Award. And this award, as was in the case of Michelle, was acknowledged for the School Sportsperson of the Year who excelled within their code of sport. And the winner was Keegan Nagullis, who represented Western Province at junior level, played at senior individual tournaments and was a national player. He also won gold in the 2014 Guguletu Open and is currently the boys champion within Western Province for chess. He showed lots of potential and has the potential to grow to be the next world champion. Let's check it out and see him receive his award.
Our final category, before I tell you what's on the menu, is the School Sportsman of the Year. The first nominee, Keegan Nagullis for Western Province Chess. Keegan represented Province Chess at junior, senior individual club and national level player levels. Won gold at the 2014 Guguletu Open tournament and currently is the Western Cape boys champion. The winner, ladies and gentlemen, Keegan Nagullis for Western Province Chess.
then pulled Keegan one side and had him in front of the camera to tell us what he felt like after receiving the award.
My name is Keegan Regales and I won the Junior Sportsman of the Year. I just feel very humbled and honored to be here, and even to win the award makes me even feel more honored and appreciated. I practice 2 hours a week, but 2 hours a day actually. But over the weekend, Saturday and Sundays, I play a tournament for like a whole day, mainly Friday and Saturday. So yeah, I recommend anybody to play chess, and especially the youngsters, so that they can develop and also go into the top ranks and achieve their colors at the early stage, and then also grow. But old people also, they can also play.
The next category that was showcased on the evening was the Newcomer of the Year award, and this category was created for the person who showed the most potential, who has come from, for want of a better term, zero to hero within the last year. And the winner was Siabelo Sanakta, who played in the SA Sevens that won at the Commonwealth Games. He represented the DHL Stormers and Western Province and received a call up to the Springbok side. Obviously he wasn't there because they're traveling and they're spending time preparing for the next season. Mr. Danny Jones of Western Province Rugby received the award on his behalf.
The category, ladies and gentlemen, is Newcomer of the Year, and the nominees are: our next nominee is Siabelo Sanatla for Western Province Rugby. And please don't let him stand up now, because that will also be very tricky. Won a gold medal with the SA Sevens team at the Commonwealth Games this year. Highest try scorer in the tournament. Represented DHL Western Province during the 2014 ABSA Currie Cup and earned him a call-up to the Springbok touring squad. I got to tell you, he was dying to see him run out onto the field. That time will come. But our winner is Siabelo Sanatla.
The next category that was awarded on the evening was the Administrator of the Year. And in this category, as was mentioned earlier, it's about the administrator, the person behind the scenes, the secretary, the treasurer, the MNR, the accounting person, the chairperson, anybody who made sport happen within their community firstly, then made things happen for their sport within the metropole. And the winner of the award was Ricardo Minnaar, who is a member of the Western Province Chess Executive for the last 4 years. He also created lots of opportunity for players to go to the World Youth Championships and was the manager of that team. He also played a leading role in the Women's Youth Open that was hosted in Cape Town and the SA Junior Champs. He also was one of the leading partners within the Western Province to make tournaments happen both at club level and at Western Province level. Let's take a look and see him receive his reward. Let's check it out.
Our next category is for Administrator of the Year. Our next nominee, Ricardo Minnaar for Western Province Chess. Member of the Chess Western Province Executive Committee for the last 4 years and manager of the South African chess players at the World Youth Chess Championships. Ladies and gentlemen, those are your nominees, and the winner is Ricardo Minnaar for Western Province Chess.
As you can see, sport plays a leading role in people's lives, both at club level and at district level. Let's take a short ad break, and when we come back, we'll catch up with some more awards and some more interviews. Let's take an ad break. This is Sports Federation TV. We're chatting the Western Province Sports Awards, which took place at the Lord Charles on Friday night. As you know, sport cannot happen if there are no coaches. Coaches are an integral part of making sport excel, making sport grow, and making players become better players. The next category was the Coach of the Year, and the winner of that category was Mr. John Dobson, who was part of the winning team and the coach that won the ABSA Under-21 title since 2012 and 2013. He also was the coach for the Western Province Vodacom team that won in 2012, and he coached the UCT first team, which took part in the recent championships. Let's take a look and see Mr. Danny Jones collecting his award.
In the category Coach of the Year, the nominees are John Dobson for Western Province Rugby. John won 2 consecutive ABSA Under-21 titles in 2012 and 2013. He's also a 2012 Vodacom Cup winner and a very successful coach at UCT. John Dobson for Western Province Rugby.
As you know, coaches make an integral part of all codes of sport. One of the Olympic coaches was also at the event, and we caught up with Mr. Avanesh Bandhu to see what he had to say about the life and fun of being a coach. Let's take a listen.
Avanesh Bandhu, South African Weightlifting Federation, and coaching is fun, with one sole ambition, we're chasing that gold medal at the Olympics. So far, I would say we have been there. We've been at 2 Olympics, and Commonwealth we have medaled, and we are sure around 2016, 2020 we should be coming there. Well, quite a bit of a dicey situation, especially when funding is very minimal. But definitely coaching is the way to go for the future if you want sports to be a success. And for coaching to be successful, obviously you need to have the funds, you need to have good athletes and a good system to work in, and definitely is the way of the future. Well, basically my coaching system is based on a yo-yo system, so basically I'm up at national level, and also I'd like to go down to know who are those athletes that I'm working in the future. So I'm basically down at grassroots level to top level, passing through to the provincial level, and that is where you get to know, the various aspects of coaching, and it's fantastic. It's beautiful. We have a great variety of kids in this country. I'm sure you will agree with me. The genetics, you can see it straight away, and with a good coach's eye, one can pick that up immediately. And here we have seen South African athletes or South African youngsters are truly potential. And I'm sure there are a lot of them to be tapped out there from our townships, from our rural areas. There are a lot of them. We just have to unearth them and source them out. And they are our talent, they are our future.
Sport has the power to change people's lives, and sport has the power to change families' lives. We acknowledge folk who have come through and contributed to sport over a long period of time. People who have devoted pretty much all their lives to sport. The next category was the Lifetime Achiever Recognition Award, and here we awarded members within sporting federations who have dedicated and committed their lives to sport beyond the call of duty and for more than 20 years. These individuals have served the world of sport and recreation at all levels. They have dedicated themselves to the betterment of the lives of the athletes and have contributed to the well-being and upliftment of the communities through sport. It is our honor and privilege to acknowledge these folk for their contribution within sport and within their communities. Let's take a look and see who these honorable members of our community are. Let's check it out.
There we go. I think we can take it now as a fact. Netball folk are just very noisy. But we love that. We want lots of noise. In fact, it was a clear instruction from JP Nordia earlier on. We've seen this lady once before this evening. We're going to see her again. Gaudentia Duploy. And while she makes her way to the front, Kevin Duploy as well for Western Province Weightlifting. I don't think that, from a safety perspective, we should put any more people on this stage. There are, however, more nominees, so we're going to say thank you and congratulations to all of you good people. Take a picture. Nobody must kneel, please.
For those of you who are regular viewers of this show, you will have remembered we had two young men on the show about 2 weeks ago who spoke about how two people from two diverse backgrounds came together, started sailing and went overseas and went to the Olympics. They're now racing in the Dubai Classic out in the UAE and doing doing South Africa proud for the achievements. The Team of the Year award goes to the SA Sailing team for their unwavering commitment to growing sport and being leading examples of how two communities brought together, taking sport to the next level and excelling at what they do. Unfortunately, the two recipients weren't present, obviously because they were racing overseas, but let's see a representative of Western Province Sailing receive the award. Let's check it out.
Here is our next category, and the nominees there are the DHL Western Province Currie Cup team for Western Province Rugby, of course the 2014 ABSA Currie Cup winners, producing 10 Springbok squad members and 3 times the ABSA Currie Cup Team of the Month winners. The next nominee, Team Race Ahead for SA Sailing. Gold medal at the 2014 Delta Lloyd Olympic Class Championships, gold medal at the inaugural European Sailing Federation Cup, and regrettably not here this evening, but they have sent apologies because they're competing in the Sailing World Cup in Abu Dhabi this weekend. They are in the final. Big round of applause there, I think. We do not mess around with our nominees. And the winner is Team Race Ahead for SA Sailing.
So as you can see, we're honored to have high-level and very professional athletes on our show, and that makes us proud because we're connecting with people who are inspirational to you at home. And we'd like you to get off the couch over this next weekend, go out and participate in sport. But before you do that, we're going to take a short ad break and we'll show you some more awards on Friday night. Let's take an ad break. This is Sports Federation TV. Tonight's a very different show. We're chatting about the Western Province Sports Awards that took place at the Lord Charles Hotel last Friday night, where we showcased the best of Western Province athletes. The next category that was showcased was the Junior Sportswoman of the Year Award, and that went to a young lady who was awarded national colors this year, was placed first in the national champs, and was first in the International Club Youth Championships, where she won the beach run. The winner of the event was Kirsten Flanagan of Western Province Lifesaving. Let's check it out.
Well done to our winners. Our next category is for Junior Sportswoman of the Year. Our first nominee, Kirsten Flanagan for Province Lifesaving. Good, I was hoping that wasn't Kirsten Flanagan. Seriously was hoping that. Grown up very differently to what we were hoping. Awarded national colors this year, first place at the SA National Lifesaving Championships on the Under-19 beach run, and first place at the International Club Youth Ladies Beach Run. Big round of applause for Kirsten. Cara Gole for Western Province Women's Golf. Winner Nomad SA Girls Championship for this year, and when she was done with that, she won the Gauteng North Championship, and she represented South Africa at the World Amateur Team Championship. Our next nominee, Rochelle Lawson. Hello, security? Yes. No, don't stop. Anyway, I'll tell you a little bit about Rochelle. Province netball, funnily enough, who would have thought. She has been selected for the SA Invitational team. She is, I'm just going to check, wearing flats. I don't know what that's about. Other was tall enough, I think. It's probably fine. And plays in the Netball Premier League competition. And our winner this evening, Junior Sportswoman of the Year, is Kirsten Flanagan.
As with all categories, for every male, there must be a female. And the Junior Sportsperson of the Year award, I was shocked when I heard this, was Cheslin Colby, because I would never have thought that he's still a junior. And Cheslin Colby, for his achievements as representing Western Province in the Currie Cup and representing the DHL Stormers, we acknowledged his participation in the SA Under-20 and at Sevens level, made him the winner hands down. So let's check out a recipient of Western receiving his award on behalf of Western Province.
Our next category, Junior Sportsman of the Year. And the winner is Cheslin Colby, Western Province Rugby.
As with any codes of sport, one would look at the disability sector on its own and able-bodied sport on its own. So the winner of the Sportswoman with Disability Award went to Ilse Haynes for a vast improvement over this last year, both in a personal capacity as well as on the track. She competed in Switzerland, Brazil, Italy, in the Grand Prix. She did phenomenally well there. She also competed as a visually impaired athlete, because that's a category T13 to qualify her to be a disabled athlete. And let's take a look and see what she did and achieved in this past year as she received the award. Let's check it out.
In the category Sportswoman with a Disability, our next nominee is Ilse Hayes. Ilse won gold medals at the Brazilian, Swiss, and Italian Grand Prix. She competes in the T13 class for the visually impaired, and she beat her personal best this season. Two nominees, one winner. The winner is Ilse Hayes.
A very energetic, a lady with lots of finesse, but also lots of strength, both physically and inner strength, to be the best that she can be. We chatted to her on camera after she received the award. Let's take a listen to and see what she had to say.
Well, it's always nice to kind of professionally do your passion. So I've been doing athletics, since I was a little girl. So and I've always wanted to see how far I can get. So I was obviously worked hard and stuff after school. I started competing at the Paralympics since 2004, and ever since then I've just worked harder and harder every year, and to see to where I can go. And it's always very nice to be nominated, for awards like these tonight, and actually getting the awards, and then you just kind of, all the hard work that you put in, like all the hours and sweat, tears and everything you put in, actually pays off at the end of the day. So it's always nice to be recognized, for all the hard work that you put in. We normally have maybe like a track session in the morning, which consists like 2 hours. Like a speed session, and then normally you would like to have like 4 to 6 hours of recovery, and then we have like an hour and a half gym session in the afternoon. So and in between you might go for like an ice bath, like for recovery between the sessions, and obviously your diet has a lot to do with your recovery. So that is so that's all. Everything takes time, and then maybe you go to the physio or get a massage or something just to keep everything loose and just for your maintenance for your body. So. So it's quite hard to just, fit in like a half-day job or something in there. So, but definitely you must love what you do. Otherwise, you're not going to enjoy it. Well, next year is quite a big year. We have World Champs. That's going to be in October in Doha in Qatar. So yeah, we're really working towards that. So the 100 and 200 is on my event list. So I'm really excited for that. So yeah, definitely, obviously qualifying for that. So that's in March. So that's obviously first, and hopefully we qualify. And then in October it's World Champs.
How do people follow you?
It's at Ilse_Hayes 2016 at my Twitter handle, and I'm also on Facebook, just Ilse Hayes.
The next award was to a young man, and I'll call him young because he's still young at heart. He's participated across the world in 2 different sporting categories in the disability sector for athletics and cycling. And this young man achieved phenomenal success in this past year. He's the UCI ranked number 1 for his coda sport in cycling. He also won the Boston Marathon and the Chicago Marathon in this past year. And Mr. Ernst van Dijk also, for his success, won the Sportsman with a Disability Award at the National Sports Awards on Sunday night. Let's take a look and see him receive his award.
But in this category, Sportsman with Disability, the nominees are Reinhard Hammann, the Western Province Sports Association for the Physically Disabled ranks first in the world, thank you, in javelin and second in shot put. The SA record holder in shot put, world record holder in javelin. He's been selected to participate in the IPC World Championships. A big round of applause, please. Another equally impressive athlete. Big round of applause, please, for Ernst van Dijk. Ernst finished first at the UCI World Championships road race event. He's currently first in the current UCI World Rankings, and he won the 2014 Chicago and Boston Marathons. Big round of applause for our third nominee, Fani van der Merwe. Fani won the Nedbank National Championships of 100 and 200 meters, gold at several IPC Grand Prix events, and gold at the Commonwealth Games in the 100 meters. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner is Ernst van Dijk.
After he received his award, we had a chat with Ernst, who was all smiles for his acknowledgement of his award. Let's check it out.
No, it's a really great achievement. I mean, as you say, we go through the ranks. We started in our provincial level, and I really appreciate the recognition. And it's nice, to be out there for the young guys to look up to and to see what it takes to actually get an award. That it just doesn't come to you because you compete. You have to really do well internationally, and that's what it takes. It's pretty challenging. I mean, first of all, the business, the economy seats are just getting smaller and smaller. So travel is getting harder, and I mean, I'm away from the home about 100 days a year. Got 2 small children, so you kind of make the best of every single minute you have with them, and you spend real good quality time. I'm lucky that I work from home, so I see them all the time while they're growing up these forming years. So that's great, but in the end, it's a balancing act. I've got a good support system, good wife who understands that I'm away a lot and knows what it's for, and that's good. Well, 2015, we just do it all over again like we did it this year. We try and do it better. I'll start competing as early as January, and probably try to win Boston Marathon for the 11th time. I'll try to defend my UCI World Road Champion title. Probably try to take the Time Trial World Championship title too, we'll see. And then we've just heard that it's possible that we're going to have a World Cup in South Africa next year in Pietermaritzburg. So looking forward to that, riding for my country in my country.
Let's take a short ad break, and when we come back, we've got 2 more categories and some more interviews for you. See you now. Thanks for watching Sports Federation TV. We're chatting about the Western Province Sports Awards that was hosted at the Lord Charles Hotel this past Friday night. The Sportswoman of the Year award was adjudicated and the choices were hard, and the winner was Pumza Mawena of Western Province Netball for being part of the national team for the last 2 years. She represented Western Province at all levels of the game and was part of the national championship team who won the national champs, but also was part of the squad that played against the touring Scotland team and also travels with the national team. Let's take a look and see this young lady receive her award.
The category Sportswoman of the Year. Our second nominee, Pumza Maweni for Western Province Netball. Please make some noise for our winner, who is
the final award that was adjudicated on that evening or acknowledged on that evening was the Sportsman of the Year, and often that is the highlight of all sport and where people would like to be as a male for your excellence in sport. The winner of that category was Mr. Jasper Mocky of Western Province Canoeing, who for a range of reasons won that award. One, he was ranked as the International World Surf Ski Champion. He finished first at the SA Marathon and SA Surf Ski Champs. He also finished first in the International Canoeing Championships held out in the US of A. But over and above that, he comes from a long breed of the Mocky family, and one of the things that made him stand out was the fact that they were part of the Mocky School of Canoeing that hosts development workshops in the metropole over weekends to grow canoeing within the metropole. Congratulations, Mr. Mocky. Let's take a look and see a recipient receive his award.
our final category of the evening is the Sportsman of the Year. Here are your nominees. Jasper Mocker for Western Cape Canoeing. Jasper is ranked first for International World Surf Skiing, first at the SA Marathon and SA Surf Ski Championships, and he also finished first at the ICF World Marathon Championships in the USA. I can tell you that unfortunately he's not able to be here because he's on the other side of the world in Perth, where he will be racing the Perth Doctor Surf Ski Race. Your winner and your Sportsman of the Year is Jasper Mocker.
For community sport to develop and for communities to know what's happening within their community, you need journalists. One of the journalists who have come through the ranks as more as a social hobby has now excelled, and we've acknowledged Rashid Isaacs for his outstanding photographic journalism that he's done over the last few years, and particularly this year. If you go into the community newspapers, into the People's Post, you'll find every single edition 3 to 5 to 7 pics taken by this young man. And he was acknowledged as someone who has made a contribution towards sport in the communities. We caught up with him to see what he had to say about him receiving his award.
I started doing photography about 7 years ago because I felt there was a need to promote our sport in the community. I walked into the People's Post offices with a very small camera, and I met a legend called Brian Gaffney. He taught me about community media, and he saw the desperation in my eyes that I wanted to promote the sport. And the rest, as they say, is history. And tonight especially, being honored with this award, and that means a lot to me because it shows that people recognize my work. I don't consider myself as a professional. I consider myself as a community worker, as per se, and somebody that really loves community and sport, of course, as you know.
As you can see, sport over this year has been fun. It's been exciting. There's been lots of excellence in sport over this past year. And as you can see by the community diary, is looking very lean because sport is dying down, building up to Christmas, building up to the festive period. A lot of athletes have taken time off over this period, as we heard last week by Jay Julius, that sport persons are now taking a break. Ernst van Dijk is on a break, and people are now taking time out to be with their families, to build. The show will continue. We'll be here next week. We'll be here every week thereafter. All that's left for me to say is, thanks for watching. Have yourself an awesome weekend. Play hard, be safe. See you next week, same time, same place. Cheers.